All right. Hello. Oh man, what a wonderful day it has been. Always got to be something. Always got to be something. You know what I mean? So there's not blackness looking at us. Here we go. All right. I don't know how it could be behind for you. We just started. Let's see here. I was just finishing putting together the list, but I figured I'd just start now while I'm finishing up because there's only a couple other things I have to add to this list. There's a few things on here that I'm gonna yeah. Fair. Let's see here. Let's see. How much do I have? More videos for this. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I see him now. Okay. There we go. My fault. My fault. My fault. So many of these, they really take me back. But how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing? How's everyone doing? Don't mind me. I'm just going crazy. We're just remembering a lot of this stuff is it's making me sad. Oh God, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna grab a couple of these straight from the source if I can. But I think I have enough now. That should be good enough. Not like going insane or anything. You know, this is like mostly just an introductory thing, I guess, more than anything. I want to start with. I don't know how I want to start. It's like realistically, I have some of like some of these videos are just fucking horrific. Is that camera too big, or is that just like is that right? I feel like it might need to be smaller. Like I said it's been a bit. I mean, but I cleaned up the camera. You know, I got that shit again. I just have to fix the loops. It's all my fault. I think I used to use VLC. Used to use VLC so that way it would not have that cutout because I heard that. And does everything sound good? That was a big thing. I focused a lot of time trying to get this to sound like right. Cool. So this is just something I'm gonna try and start. I'm just calling Into the Pit. I really wanted, like I was talking about earlier, like I mean last night, I really wanted to do this shit where I just look at really bad cooking videos, just kind of go over how I feel about them. I think I'm gonna do them by, you know, by creator rather than do it like any other way. Like for example, like I was thinking about taking suggestions, but then there would just be so many suggestions. I don't know how I'd work through them all. I'm sure. I was thinking about having a mix of things, but then it would be hard to keep track of what I have already done and whatnot. So we're just gonna do it this way, and I think you guys will appreciate that. By the way, actually, like being able to like see it full screen without that weird stretch out stuff. I wanted to make a border, but I was thinking about it, I was like, what's the point of a border? Like, what would I do? Because like all that would happen is I would like essentially like block off a bunch of this just for nothing. But enough of that. Let's get into this.
What is up, fellow YouTubers? It's your sexy goth bad boy coming back at you with another cooking video. So I want to show you Cool Cobras how to make a candy calzone. Hopefully it plays out. If I play my cards just right, I think it will do just fine. You want to make the perfect pizza, you gotta get the oven on the preheat to 420.
420 degrees. I know he uses that for everything. I know everybody winces at that, him using 420 all the time, but you know what's really funny about 420? It's really not that far off from, like, if I am not really sure of something, like, for example, like, sometimes, a lot of times when it comes to pork, like, I can't really eat pork, so I don't make pork a lot. I will guess, like, I usually go in the ballpark of anywhere from, like, 350 to 400, like, that's usually what I'm looking for, depending on like the fat content in the meat, the size of it, etc. Like 420 is not that horrible. Like it is not great, but I mean at least he's not doing like 666, which you can't do. I don't think, at least on these ovens. I think most most of these ovens only go up to like, I don't know, like I think they only cap out maybe at 600. I don't know. You know what's funny? I don't think I've ever once in my life used the absolute maximum on an oven. I just feel like that would just burn my house down. But
it's just the title alone, it's like instant clickbait. Also, I bought a bag of Flamin' Hot Nacho Doritos.
Hell yeah, brother.
I'll be doing a review on those soon enough.
I really like those Doritos.
Get to cooking that bacon for our recipe. Huh. A candy calzone. What madness is this? We'll start off with 2 slices.
Of course.
Bacon.
You can't have a Cobra video without bacon.
Now that we got our bacon cooking in the pan, nice and delicious.
Hold on. I really want to get a look at this pan. Like a really good look at this pan. I always talk about how disgusting it must be. And he says he never washes it. And like, I believe him. See, I'm confused because of the way the camera is. Oh no, I was wondering if that was crust or oil, like just weird oil reflection. That's just burnt shit. No, it is. Of course, it's got to be that bad, right? It's got to be that bad. The outside looks horrible. There's one video, you see the outside of this pan, and it's like absolutely a I don't think so. I don't think he understands what he's looking for, but just in case you don't really know either, he's getting confused like dirt and grime and disgusting shit with patina. Patina is not rust. It's like essentially a coating, or like it looks like a corrosion or something, and it basically is protectant. Like that's what That's why it's so important you don't scrub cast iron skillets. You still clean them, but you don't use abrasive shit on them because you don't want to get rid of that patina. That's what keeps it non-stick. That's why they're so valuable. Usually you just use a little bit of salt and a little bit of lukewarm water and make almost like a paste. And you would use like the non-abrasive side of a sponge and very gently go over it. You don't go crazy with it. It typically, if they get as gross as his, if they get as gross as his, typically what you could do is re-season them. Like literally clean the shit out of it with soap and water and then re-season it. People think like it's fucked if you put soap and water in it. It just needs a little bit more care. You have to restore it essentially. It's not hard to do. You can learn to do it, and like it takes like 20-30 minutes. I mean, it's peanut butter. I do the same shit. Let's not fuck around, guys. Come on. Really?
I can.
Look at that. You see that? That was literally me last night at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. That's literally me at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And don't say you haven't been that dude either. Honestly, the thing about this one, I feel like I don't remember it. I feel like I might have vilified this one more than I should have.
Some brown sugar to that peanut butter. We take a nice little handful here and the top of our peanut butter because why the fuck not? That's what it's looking like right there with the brown sugar and the peanut butter. Now the next step is going to be to add some bananas to it. Now we're going to begin the process of stuffing our calzone. Take this fork and some of you might say, well, wouldn't it be better to deep fry the bananas in some bacon grease?
What?
That would be pretty swinging, but that would take a little extra time. So if you've gotten to this point, you're doing good.
Yeah, I guess.
Add some of the fun stuff to this to make it more sort of a candy.
I'm trying to add something to this. Honestly, this one is not nearly as offensive as I remember it being. Fuck it.
Squish this down a little bit.
Okay. Pepperoni, bacon, cookie. You know, honestly, this is pretty fucking bad, but this is not like... I remember... Maybe I'm thinking of a different one, but I remember one of his calzones absolutely fucking turning my stomach. No! It is this one. It is without a doubt this one. I remember how much fucking grease there was.
So now we got 2 slices of that calzone that we just made right there.
I don't believe this shit. Okay, like...
You can definitely see
it explodes, right? Is this the one? I mean, yeah. It like explodes, right?
Hands for this. Now I've gotten this calzone cut into 4 serving slices. I'm gonna put some on a plate, and we'll give this crazy.
Okay, just fuck this one.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Cobra. We chilling like rockstar villains. So it is Christmas. I'm going to make some ribs again, but this time it's gonna be a honey mustard base ribs. Just look at all these ingredients.
I have seen this one.
Ribs open,
but there are some things, and you know, this is the main thing I wanted to say is like I don't want to fucking say shit that everybody else is saying because there's some things that he is doing that has some fucking root in like some kind of logic in cooking that people just do not understand and are just kind of like being very dumb with it. And that's another thing I want to do. So fucking sick of that shit.
Sort of blood or what have you, just kind of drain it off into the sink. I like this brand of ribs that I got last time, so I went and got it.
I always hate that sound.
We're gonna take a fork and we're gonna stab our ribs.
So this right here, people always clown on him for this, and to be fair, they're kind of right because it's not really necessary. But there is some idea in doing this. Like, for example, they like he's gonna pour a bunch of sauce on it. Like, we already know what he's gonna do. We've seen a video like this 1,000 times. He's gonna pour a shitload of sauce on this. Realistically, what he's trying to do is the same thing that I would try to do if I was making like a chicken, right? I try to like cut underneath the skin, and I put butter and herbs and shit underneath the skin to keep the breast moist. And it's like trying to add flavor even inside and under the skin, you know, because if I wanted to just be moist, I would just add butter. I wouldn't bother going that little extra mile and adding the herbs. He is taking a concept similar to that, and just like seeing the idea done but not understanding why. Like, realistically, he will get some more flavor into his meat, but he's also going to dry it out more, I feel. Like, that's just something that's going to happen because you have all these holes, and he doesn't just like go a little bit. Like, listen to this. Like, I will play a little bit more. Like, he goes through the whole piece. If he were to just delicately perforate the top of the meat, all that juice would have places to sit and settle. And that meat, the fibers of the meat would soak that up really easily. I mean, he's going to absolutely bathe this shit in it anyway. But realistically, because he went all the way through, it's not really going to hold any of that. It's going to pass through, and basically one part of like whatever amount, you know, you got the pan, and then there's a little bit of liquid above that, like above the floor of the pan, like that's it. Like, that's all he's getting. And then everything above that is just going to dry out. So that's his big problem with that. It's not even like in practice, it's kind of stupid. I mean, realistically, it's not really worth the effort. I would just say marinate your meat ahead of time, because like this isn't really going to have that same impact flavor either. Because when you're marinating something, you're basically taking like all this time to break down the fibers of the meat using like acids, like you use vinegar or lemon juice, and that helps break down the fibers and etc. What he's doing is just straight up, just like the equivalent, just like barbecue sauce, carpet bomb or something.
Much just like our last
Look.
rib recipe, just kind of
Right through the whole thing.
Sauce. Now, before we add our base sauce, I want to take our seasoning.
But I really don't fully understand why people like I said in like. I guess in practice, because it's just so not really worth it, especially if you're going to do something like bathe this thing in sauce anyway. But in theory, it works, I should say. In theory, it makes sense. In theory, it makes sense when you see a lot of this shit.
Add a splash of soy sauce. See this leftover honey mustard that I have from Craves? We're going to add that to the mix. Okay, I'll show you this mixture. Whoop, look at that. See that mixture? Mm-hmm. Now we're going to add a splash of our habanero honey mustard. Then we're going to microwave it, get all that butter melted. Okay, I'm going to put a couple of tiny scoops in there, not a whole lot, just a little bit.
What is that, organic honey?
We may not even need to microwave it, to be honest.
What the fuck you... Oh, whatever. You're Cobra. Yeah.
We're going to microwave it, get all that butter melted.
Uh-huh. Berry flavored honey?
Couple of tiny scoops in there, not a whole lot, just a little bit. We may not even need to microwave it, to be honest. Just because.
Honestly, I don't know if it's just because I've seen so much shit.
Platinum to the mix, so it'll give it a nice beer taste.
Honestly, I don't know.
Cheers to the holidays.
It's just been lately. I mean, realistically, we might not even fully stay on his cooking. This whole thing is just, who cares? Whatever happens, happens type of shit. Because realistically, like, I don't know. I haven't really figured out how I want to do this shit yet.
There we go. I got the stove heated to 420.
But realistically, like, I don't want to play video games or anything. But I do want to do some other shit. Like, I would love to show you guys some other stuff.
Let's just try a little taste of our base here.
You guys want to watch me tear down an Xbox?
Oh, you too. Sweet.
I mean,
You
I
too.
feel like just tearing it down for no reason is kind of pointless. It's kind of cool at the same time.
Look at it! Look at it! I got a barbecue lighter for Christmas and among other things. Check that out. New computer, baby. Sweet. Now we're gonna take our sauce and we're going to just, let's speed things up a bit. Just like last time, we'll just dump it on there. The only reason I'm not with my family right now on Christmas is because I'm making wands for Etsy, baby.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was banned from his seeing his family or some shit. Was this when he was found like sipping his sister's panties or some shit like that? Oh my god. Oh my god, or is it just from his general drunkenness? Like I remember one freaking birthday, I think it was a couple of years ago. He was so drunk, Clint wouldn't even take him to Outback where the fuck he wanted to go. So he just threw a pity party for himself for like, I don't know, it's like a long time, like an hour and a half, maybe even longer. I think it actually was much longer than that. I think that was one of the like 5 or 6 hour streams. I might be mistaken. But I just remember it being day when it started, and then when he was absolutely trash, talking shit about Clint and being like, he's just jealous of my fame. Like, that was at night, like in the dark, if I remember correctly. Oh my god. Oh my god. I just want to talk to Cobes. I just want to see, like, what the fuck? Like, how does his head work? Oh, that's what I want to know.
Time is money, YouTube. Time is money. Here we have it, our honey mustard based ribs. Now we're gonna open up the stove. Kind of watch it like a hawk. Set it in between the top and the bottom one, right in the middle rack. There she be. Ribs. What up, YouTube? Here are those ribs. Fresh out of the oven with a little bit of caramelization. Those are our honey mustard beer ribs, part 2. Oh, don't those look dank? I drank the rest of that beer from when I made it. That's all right. Let's see how they do. Crack open a Mountain Dew because we're out of beer.
Oh, fuck.
These are good. They're dripping with grease.
I want to know what his obsession with a thing like grease is good. Like, do you think I could, oh, I'm not even going to speak that into existence. People take that way too far. They're not done. I want to say they're not done. Like, they're not done, Cobra.
Oh, don't those...
I want to get a closer look at the bone.
There she be.
Oh no, those are not done. That's pink. Like right there. Unless it's just his camera being a piece of shit.
What up, YouTube?
Yo, yeah, no, oh, whoa, oh, yo, you think you could just be, like, look at that fucking red. Like, that's not even, like, that's just, like, I don't know if it's maybe my monitor making it look more red than it is, or, like, but, like, I look at the TV, and the TV looks pink there, too. Like, that does not look cooked. Looking at the bone, though, like, it somehow looks like he dried out the centerpiece, but didn't cook the ends. I wonder if it's just stained from the sauce or something. It's a nightmare. Oh, sorry. One more thing. The fat. None of that fat rendered at all. So he's just chewing essentially nature's bubble gum right now.
Ribs, fresh out of the oven with a little bit of caramelization.
How unsafe is this shit? This is like a 9, like a 10.
Ribs, part 2.
Uh,
Those look dank. I drank the rest of that beer.
I don't think I have to tell anybody that though.
That's all right.
I hope to God you guys know better than to eat raw pork. I hope I have to tell you that. I hope at the end of the day, when it comes to these videos, you'll know not to do this. Even just the way it sounds when he bites into it, he's just fighting with it.
Grease, buttery honey mustard love. These are scrumptious, dude. And they didn't turn out half
dude,
bad.
Never mind. I don't even want to go there. I was gonna say something fucked. I don't wanna. I don't want to be legally responsible for something. Deep fried hard-boiled eggs, dog. So can I tell you right off the bat, this is already a bad idea. You never want to deep fry eggs. Typically, at least you don't really. There are things you can do, like there are Scotch eggs, which are deep fried eggs, but typically there's like a meat surrounding it and then also breadcrumb. It's also frozen. So you kind of have a little bit more of a protection from the egg fucking exploding and sending, you know, hot egg shit and oil in every direction, because that happens a lot. It's just not really something I would trust a baby from a Peter Jackson film to do. Dude, he's looking at me, bro.
Back at it with another video. Boom, we're gonna need some milk and some egg and some cheese and a beer. Look at that. We got four hard-boiled eggs.
I don't even know why I bought that. I don't even really like Jameson all that much. But like, I heard that this Jameson Black Barrel, it's like really good.
I have no idea how this is gonna turn out, but I have a...
I'm not into it. I'm not into that shit. It has no body. It tastes like fucking nothing but burn. It's crazy. I've never had a whiskey that tastes like nothing, and then just the burn of alcohol. It's like fucking drinking neutral vodka or something. Not a fan.
I'll take some whole milk and pour it into one bowl, and then like some kind of egg inception, we're gonna take the last two of our grade A double.
That's a shitload of milk for 2 eggs.
We're gonna stir that egg around. We're gonna take our hard-boiled egg, roll it in milk, roll it in some egg. We're gonna fry these hard-boiled eggs up. All right.
So this is just a really stupid egg wash. Realistically, if you're gonna do this, just put the milk in the egg. Like, realistically, you wouldn't... Like, when I make stuff, maybe I make this a little wrong. I never water down my eggs when I make, like, chicken parm or something like that. I scramble them, I season them, etc. I know people use water to thin it out or something like that. I don't really do that, and I find the results be better. I'm sure results vary, but that's just how it works for me. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's putting by putting the egg in the milk first, I don't really think any of the egg would stick at all, or at least very little of it. And he's not really using flour either, so I don't know. It's just don't blow the egg up, dude. Don't do that. Ooh, okay, a little bit of oil. He's not deep frying. Okay, this is not a deep fry. Okay, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. This is not a deep fry. This is a shallow fry or a mid fry. Like, it's only halfway up. A deep fry is when you completely submerge the food item into the oil. That is a deep fry. This is a shallow fry. This is about half. Oil comes up to about half, which I'm surprised he even knew to do that, because realistically that's probably the best way to do it. Just not so you don't have, you know, molten hot fucking oil shooting in every direction, causing chaos. So, Yo, what's up, dog? Nothing much. I'm just chilling, man. I'm testing out the streaming stuff again. I had everything working. It seems I feel like everything's going well. But what's up with you, dude? What's up?
We're gonna periodically turn them until they're nice and golden brown on the outside, just like that. Deep fried, hard-boiled eggs.
And he calls it deep fried too,
Alright.
but that's not what it is.
Cheers to a new cooking video.
British steel.
These two need a little bit longer.
I was just letting that
Those are greasy
just
and
drip, just like stupid.
the batter is not really sticking to the egg.
Yeah, because there's nothing for it to stick to. You use milk and fucking egg.
They're hot.
Dude, just so you know, like the flour is not there for show. Like it does have a reason. The egg and the flour create that glue. Like typically how I do things, again, maybe a little bit different, but you could just like dip the egg, right? You gotta dip it in the flour, or dip it in the flour first. Sorry, you dip it in the flour first. You get it coated. You dip it in the egg. You dip it in the breadcrumb. Okay, you deep fry it. You shallow fry it. That's how this is done. I don't know where milk came into the equation. I've never done that shit with milk. I've never put milk in my eggs, though. I've seen it done. I've seen it done with water too. That's usually usually that's an egg wash. Like I usually see people use that. Like an egg wash is usually just for like the tops of pastries. Like for example, making like biscuits a little bit on top to give it that golden brown color. Usually you would use butter, but some people like to use egg and water, egg whites and water. Yeah. It's like deep fryers or thing. Well, can't deep fry in a frying pan. You absolutely can. But not like this. That's not the kind of fry. That's not the pan I would use for it. Like I have a really big pan I actually use to deep fry chicken cutlets, for chicken parm. It's not too much deeper than that one, but it is definitely deeper. And I could submerge an entire cutlet, and that's typically how I do it. Again, not always how everybody does it. Some people like to pan fry it. I do that when I'm out of oil, don't have a lot, or I like to use olive oil sometimes, and you don't really deep fry with olive oil, though you can. I just use shallow fry if I just have olive oil on hand. Yeah, I mean that's still a lot. Like usually when you put a little bit of milk in your eggs, it's like I don't know, like some people use a teaspoon, some people say it's like just like a tablespoon. Like for me, I'll just chill. Like I'll just eat, like take the eggs as they are, and like realistically, the reason you would put water or milk into the egg for an egg wash is so it's not just like an eggy, like scrambled fucking eggs on top. It's just a way for it to have the color, or the color of it without scrambling it. Nobody likes scrambled eggs on their fucking stuff. Oh god.
Our cheese that's been freshly melted. Yes, 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 yes. Look at that. Oh, YouTube, deep fried.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs and Doritos with a sprinkle of cheese on top. Should we try one, YouTube? I think we should.
Fuck. Oh. I hate listening to people eat. I was not ready for something like that.
Cheese. Our cheese that's been freshly melted. YouTube, deep. Should we try one, YouTube? I think we should. Not bad. Not bad at all. Definitely an interesting way to make eggs, dude. Anyways, YouTube, I'll be snacking on these delicious mother truckers.
I want to make a joke about farts, but it's just the fruit is just too low hanging, dog. Oh my god.
We're gonna marinate a delicious Angus beef steak. Now we're gonna let this marinate for a couple hours, and then we're gonna cook her up. We're gonna grab our bowl. We're gonna melt some butter. We're gonna add our seasoning and our barbecue sauce and some beer. And then we're gonna just let it marinate for a couple hours, and then we're gonna cook it.
Honestly, Cobra, I love you, dog, but you need to.
Now we're gonna have a separate fork.
There we go.
Fork for our butter, and then we're gonna fork for tenderizing.
There we go.
We're gonna go ahead and melt that butter.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Now we're gonna butter melted.
Also, it's not butter, it's margarine.
We're gonna add some stuff to it.
I know. It's being pedantic. I know people know this. I know. I just have to point it out. I hate margarine.
And then, of course, we have our hickory and brown sugar barbecue sauce. We're gonna use all fucking both of these. Then we're gonna sprinkle in our Rust Payne County all meat. Then we're gonna add some beer. And that's not enough beer. I'm gonna go ahead and mix that around. Yeah, I'm gonna mix it around.
Okay.
That's tasty. Now we're gonna take our other fork.
I mean, realistically, I don't see how it could be not. It's literally essentially margarine. But it's mostly barbecue sauce, it seems, and beer. Like,
Now look at that thick old motherfucking steak. We're gonna
realistically, this is what the fuck was that?
splash of Mountain Dew.
Oh, man. You know what's fucked up? It's like when you watch a lot of cooking shows, like shit like Cutthroat Kitchen and like Chopped and all this other shit, you see people pull shit like this. And like it kind of makes you think of food a little bit differently. I'm not saying it's gonna taste good. Don't even fucking pretend that's what I'm saying, because that's not what I'm saying. But it really makes you think before you just immediately dismiss something, because I've seen some absolutely horrendous shit on some of these cooking shows, and the judges just blow them so hard. And realistically, looking at it, like I think people look at this and like realistically, this is just bachelor cooking. Like this is not offensive. This is not like a new kind of like disease in some dude's kitchen. This is the definition of just fuck it, I'm hungry and I like barbecue sauce, beer, and Mountain Dew. Right? Like it's just, that's all it is. Like I don't even really think it's worth watching too much more. That's kind of why I'm skipping around. Because like realistically, like I've seen a lot. Like, oh man, like it looks rancid.
Hell yeah.
And you know what the thing is too? And I'll give him credit for this, which I don't think people give him credit for. He's tasting his food. You can't say that he at least doesn't like it. I mean, there are definitely things he eats and then wants to vomit and says he likes it. Like, we all know that. But, like, at least in moments like this,
Perfect.
he looks genuinely satisfied with how it tastes. So, while it seems disgusting, and it probably is, like, I'm not subjecting myself to this. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. But at least not right now. But he's clearly going through the steps to make what he thinks would be the best tasting thing, and he's tasting the sauce. Like, even though he already put the raw meat in, I think he's at least tasting the sauce. He's not half-assing everything. He's actually doing at least it because like I've literally worked with professionals, fucking professionals, who do not taste their food. Do you understand that? There are dudes who have been in the industry for like 20, 30, 40 fucking years who just never taste their fucking food. Okay? Like, I gotta give him a little credit there.
Beautiful, YouTube. Now I want to stick it back in the fridge.
It's actually probably my biggest fucking complaint with most people.
I'm gonna let that sit in the bottom right there and marinate for a couple hours.
Fridge item. Which, yeah, that reminds me. I gotta stop doing this. You come here. You come here.
Before we do that, I want to add some salt.
But I think like it depends, because like if you compare them now to back then, I would try a burger. I would try a what is it? A classic Cobra Cafe burger. Dude, if you put like cordial cherries and Doritos and beef jerky, fuck it, why not? Like, as long as I could say, like, I mean, obviously it's gonna be raw, but at least it's raw beef. So I have, like, even though it's still like kind of gross, at least I eat raw, like raw to rare to raw beef. I mean, kind of regularly. So I at least feel safe about that. Whereas Gordon Ramsay, like, while it is going to be 100% edible and safe, I don't know if my teeth would survive taking a bite of that brick. I am genuinely surprised he could. Like, that video is honestly one of the funniest things I've ever seen. It really kind of hurt my respect for him a little bit. Like, it's kind of nuts that he do all this crazy shit. Can't make a grilled cheese to save his life, though.
Happy Sunday, folks. If you saw part one, you already know what the fuck is up, YouTube. Part one, we marinate that motherfucking steak. Part two, we cooking it. Got my cast iron skillet ready to kill it and make it happen, Captain. Yeah. Oh, shit. YouTube, we doing it. This steak's been marinating all day, plus a little bit of last night. It don't look very appetizing.
Oh, fuck!
King Cobra fam, because it's been marinating all that butter and that seasoning, we're really not gonna need much. Just maybe a sprinkle of the seasoning on top, and that's it.
Moisture is the enemy to a good sear. Moisture is the enemy to anything in a frying pan. I don't give a shit how little water or whatever you put in there. Like, you use oil. Don't use, like, people use water. I don't want to see it. Just stop. Just use oil. Stop steaming your fucking vegetables. Stop steaming your fucking meats. Like, just take them out of the marinade and just let them sit for a little bit on a plate. You know? Take a little bit of it off on top. You know, take a paper towel. Like, you don't want, like, you do not want, the goal is not to have that liquid on the outside. That is not the point of the marinade. The marinade is to affect the flavor of the actual meat. It's not to just, it's not a cover-up like barbecue sauce. If your marinade is not actually impacting the flavor of the actual meat itself, the flesh, you fucked up. And he fucked up. He's gonna have a boiled steak. He may actually have a caramelized steak, because there's a lot of fucking sugar in that.
Marinating that steak.
There's oh, dude. Okay. That is so much liquid, dude.
We're gonna flip it real quick. That's how it goes. Periodically flip it. Oh, look at that sexy sizzling goodness. Oh, doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look good? Oh, yes, it do. Close up on that steak action. That steak's been marinating all goddamn day, so we're gonna cook it up. And we want to go a little bit more than just pink. I like mine on the medium rare side. Got the thing turned up to like a medium. Like on a new device for recording cooking videos. So hopefully the audio don't cut in and out.
By the way, this is why you flip steak with toss. I mean, or you just don't have a shitload of like grease on the bottom of the pan. Look at how beige that is. That's beige. That's, dude.
You don't want a pink outside. A little bit of pink in the middle ain't gonna hurt. Do one more time on this side just to clear up that pink around the edge. That side's done. The other side, not so much. barbecue sauce is caramelizing the bottom of the pan.
Here.
This is just about done. Let's cut it into a piece and see how we did. Making dank steak part 2. This one took a little bit longer to make because it's been marinating all fucking day. So we'll try one piece on camera for you. A little of pink in the middle. It's definitely fully cooked.
How? No, dude, it's
Not as-
fibrous.
A little overcooked to what I.
It's fibrous. It's dry. It's fibrous. It's dry. You know what? You know, I'm thinking about this. And this is why I kind of want to do this stream, so that way I could think about how I want to do this stuff. Because honestly, I'm going to be upfront with you guys. You guys are all taking part of this fucking experiment, trying to figure out how this shit works and how I want to do this. Realistically, all the shit that he's doing is just so milquetoast, like boring to me. Like, a lot of people seem so aghast by a lot of what he's doing. And really, the takeaway, I feel like when I was a few years ago, I was the same way, like, just looking at this shit, like, God damn, this looks horrible. And it does. Like, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I wouldn't eat this shit. Like, but, like, when you break it down and think about the way he's going about things, it's clear he cares about cooking. You know, like, I wonder if, like, somebody could get him into, like, some kind of program where he could actually learn to cook. You know what I mean? I think that would be super beneficial to him. I think actually that would probably be his key to getting the fuck out of a lot of the stuff that he's in. But unfortunately, he's so fucking cooked from people manhandling his brain with all the drugs and shit they send him. I honestly think he's kind of beyond help at this point, which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. I feel like it should never got this far. Because I feel like this would have been the perfect time for somebody to step in and say, "Hey, Cobes, like, if you like cooking this much, you're this interested, like, he should take a course." And I know he's really hates direction, but I genuinely think that for something like this, maybe there's a chance if he could say, "Hell yeah!" Like, if he was think about it like this, if he was like doing a cooking class with like somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm a head chef. I was a head chef." Like, "Yeah, I'm learning from a head chef," type shit. Like, just that, the idea of just having a head chef mentoring him would not give him confidence to maybe try and brush up a bit, or maybe even just try a little bit harder at this. Because he always seemed so happy making this stuff. Like, as gross and as vile as it is, he actually seemed to genuinely enjoy this stuff. It seems like everything he does now he just hates. There's so much misery and anguish and angst in every step and movement and breath he takes. It's fucking crazy. It's like I feel like this might be a little deep for like a Cobra cooking video going back into like this shit again of his decline and whatnot. But it's like, this might have been the perfect time for somebody to intervene. And I kind of feel like I don't feel like a piece of shit because there's nothing I could have done for him, but like I feel like there's something Clint could have done at least. I mean, maybe he tried. I don't know. You know, I'm not exactly I don't have a huge or a high opinion of Clint. I really don't. I think that he cares, but he doesn't know what caring really is. I think he thinks that caring is just giving in. And I think that's why we are where we are right now, or he is where he is. Like, we're not there. Like, I want people to understand we're not there. Like there is no we. We're spectators, and he's there right now. He's there, and I think it's super easy to forget that. And I think if Clint kind of like put the boot down the way he really needed to, and it was gonna suck. I hate to say this, and he's gonna hate to hear this, but no matter what you did, it was gonna suck. If you actually put in that little bit more effort to maybe foster this shit, you would have gotten a ton of pushback. We used to shave this kid's head. You know, like, I get he's an adult now, but you have clearly the financial, like, purse strings or something. You can decide whether or not he gets a debit card, for fuck's sake. Like, clearly there's things that you can do to better his life. He doesn't have to be like this. And I feel like it's so easy to blame everybody else in Cobra's life for the way he is, but realistically, you can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. But Clint has to understand that he has birthed somebody who is incapable, 100% incapable of really honest to God taking care and providing for himself. He should be a ward of the state if Clint can. If Clint cannot muster up the testicles to like to do what's right, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck to discipline your kid and maybe see him on the street. It's gonna suck. But realistically, it doesn't have to be like that forever. He just has to taste reality. Because Clint, dude, you're not gonna be there forever. You are not gonna be there forever. When you kick that bucket, you know what he's gonna be? He's gonna be that homeless dude walking the street. You know, like he needs that wake up call. Like, I don't know what to tell you, and like I'm not. I know he's not watching or anything like that, but like he needs to hear this shit. Like you need to do something. Cobra is incapable of it. If you have any power, and I know you do, you gotta pull that trigger. It's gonna suck because you don't want to hear him bitch. You don't want to take the responsibility of taking the food away from him. But realistically, he will never learn. Like, dude, he's just never gonna learn. He's never going to learn. He's never going to want to get better because he can't. He can't want to get better. He doesn't know what that is. Because he's been like this his whole fucking life. And it seemed like when he was starting to get better, I don't know, man. He just fucked it up. And he fucks up a lot. But that's unfortunately what happens being mentally ill. You're going to fuck up a lot. It sucks. Trust me. I would know. I'm not in his shoes, thankfully, but damn, dude. Damn, we had so many exits, you know, on the highway to get here type shit. And that's really what this is. Like, this is what this shit is. Like, just be really thinking about this and how many chances we had and shit to, like, maybe correct shit. But a lot of that, I think, was taken away. And, I mean, I feel like, you know, I'm making it feel like we're responsible. We have to save him. Again, you can't. We can't. But I feel like we could have, when we did interact, we could have done a lot better. And I feel like I'm already kind of giving him his eulogy, but realistically, this dude is not going to be around much longer, and it sucks to hear. Like, I really want Josh to be the dude he was again. I'm sick of the hoveling Vietnam vet cosplayer just screaming at the walls. You know? I feel like there's no going back, but you know, I feel like the way he wants to try, and it sucks that seeing his own family just does not. Like, I really struggle to say they don't care, like a lot of people do, and I really struggle to say that Clint is a bad dad, because I feel like a lot of the shit he's doing might not be like malicious. He just feels trapped or some shit. And I do know. I feel like I've heard rumors about him saying that he's just kind of waiting for him to pass away, but I don't really know if that's 100% true. What I do know, that the one thing that is 100% true is that this kid needs support around him. He's not a man, dude. He's mentally 14. He can't handle this life. You got to get a handle on it, and you got to figure it out. Power of attorney, whatever you got to do.
Like, barely past medium. What's up, YouTube? We are doing some hard-boiled eggs. Now, yes, I did use Mountain Dew. And yes, I did use some hot sauce from this bottle. This is a Pepper Patch jalapeno hot sauce. I got a Pepper Patch.
Again, I just find it really funny too. I know I'm kind of going all over the place with this shit, but I find it really, really, really funny how like the bachelor dishes are broken up by. This is like something I would make home alone as a kid, you know.
So crack a bottle. Okay. Now what I did, I also used some salt. And then threw in the hot sauce. But
I don't need to hear your process.
Pepper Patch hot sauce, not a sponsor.
Just take them out.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs and some Mountain Dew. What do you do?
Cobes, this is the first video I actually took from your fucking channel, and you ruined it.
What it do, YouTube? It's your sexy goth bad boy, King Cobra JFS, back at you with another dank cooking video. We got ourselves some cooked bacon, and in that bacon grease, we're cooking up some chicken breasts.
Oh, Jesus!
We got ourselves some cooked bacon, and in that bacon grease, we're cooking up some.
Why does it look so... I don't even have to ask that question. God damn it. What have we done? What has he done? It looks like bull testicles in like tar.
Chicken breasts. And in those chicken breasts, we're cooking them up in that bacon grease, and I poured a splash of beer on the chicken breasts, and they were already like pretty much pre-cut. And then I added.
All right. I think, honest to God, I think I've had enough. I gotta make dinner and stuff anyway. You know, I got life. I got life to live. Type shit. Not to mention, I just want to make sure this shit works, which it seems like it's working. Everything looks all right. The one question I would have to ask is like, do you think? I mean, I feel like I'm sick of asking people what they think. So I'll probably make some more improvements because at least everything's functional in terms of the camera's working, the video's working. I feel like I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something else though. I feel like I don't want to just use people's stuff like Letting Lime and Bite Size Cobra Vids. Like they put time and effort into editing these videos, which is just super easy for me to use just, you know, because they have them. I don't really feel comfortable continuing to do that. So I want to figure out if there's another way that I can do this. Because otherwise I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just a little scummy because like they put a bunch of time into editing this and I didn't. I'm just kind of benefiting from them editing. So I'm pretty much just going to leave it like in the description. Like you guys should check out their shit. Because like they did the edits on this, and I'm thankful that, you know, I didn't ask to use them, so like I don't have permission. So like this is going to literally be the only time that I use this. And if they ask me, either of them ask me to take this down, I'm gonna take it down. Just because like again, I just don't want to be yoinking people's shit. So at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna call it a day because I am tired, I am hungry, and I have some chicken breasts I gotta cook myself. I got some ideas for dinner. I'm making some chicken breast. I got mirepoix. I've actually literally pre-made it, just some salt and pepper, and just been letting it sit in my fridge for a while. Because I always like doing that. I really like letting my vegetables sit in salt and pepper for some reason. It's just really, really good. And it just, I don't know. I didn't marinate the chicken because I'm gonna manhandle that shit and just I'm gonna make a hearty ass dinner with potatoes and basically chicken. It's gonna be mad good. I wish I could live stream my cooking because realistically, I really want to make some of these things. I honestly would love to live stream my ass making some of this, and I think eventually I'll be able to do that. We're actually looking to move, which is kind of why I'm kind of looking into like streaming more so than making videos. So that way I can actually, when I move, I can be ready for that shit. Because I feel like that's the way to go. I just like I like the audience interaction a lot. You know, when there is one. I mean, but I just appreciate everybody who does watch, who does pop in. You guys are awesome. But thank you guys for watching. Mortician, peace out.